What if the reality you accept is a fabrication? What if a nuclear catastrophe struck decades ago and the truth was buried by those in control? Imagine this: entire cities obliterated, skies blackened, and humanity rebooted, all erased from memory to keep us ignorant. It feels like a dystopian thriller, but what if this is the world we're actually living in? Could global powers have concealed a devastating war to dominate what remains of society? Today, we'll plunge into the unsettling theory that a nuclear war was hidden from us, reveal disturbing evidence, and question who rewrote our history. Stay focused. This could upend everything you think you know about the world. Let's begin with a question that turns history upside down. What if a nuclear war already happened, and we're living in its shadow, completely unaware? The hidden war hypothesis proposes that a cataclysmic nuclear conflict, possibly in the 20th century, was covered up by governments, elites, or even extraterrestrial entities. Survivors were fed a falsified narrative, while traces of the disaster were meticulously erased. From odd historical gaps to scientific irregularities, evidence suggests a cover-up so vast it's almost unthinkable. Why conceal such a disaster? Are we being manipulated to accept a fabricated reality? Let's explore the clues behind this world-shattering concept. Ancient legends provide eerie hints. 2,000 years ago, Hindu scriptures described heavenly flames wiping out cities, strikingly similar to nuclear explosions. In 1970, a researcher suggested these were echoes of an actual event, scrubbed from official records. Could biblical tales of floods, examined in 2005, symbolize radioactive fallout? Modern history has suspicious voids. In 1950, global archives show unexplained population declines in certain areas, brushed off as record errors. In 2010, a scholar uncovered declassified documents hinting at mass relocations after an undisclosed incident. Why the secrecy unless something colossal was hidden? Science raises alarms. In 1980, geologists discovered elevated radiation in Arctic ice cores, dated to the mid-20th century, with no known cause. In 2015, researchers found isotopic traces in soil resembling nuclear fallout, unconnected to documented tests. Are these remnants of a concealed war? Conspiracy theories go wild. In 1975, a supposed leaked report from a secretive group claimed a nuclear war in the 1940s was hidden to reset society under elite rule. In 2000, a theorist proposed the Cold War was a ruse to mask an earlier apocalypse. Was the arms race just a performance? Geopolitical anomalies add mystery. In 1960, multiple countries saw sudden leadership changes with no clear explanation. In 2012, an analyst noted synchronized global policy shifts as if orchestrated after a catastrophe. Why the alignment unless rebuilding a broken world? Archaeological discoveries stir questions. In 1970, ruins in India showed vitrified rock, dated to 3,000 years ago, resembling nuclear blast effects. In 2018, a dig revealed similar traces from the 20th century, overlooked by mainstream science. Why ignore evidence of ancient or recent explosions? The extraterrestrial angle is striking. In 1980, a UFO researcher claimed aliens intervened post-nuclear war, erasing evidence to stabilize Earth. In 2020, UFO sightings surged near former test sites, as if monitoring lingering radiation. Are aliens complicit in the cover-up? The motive is critical. Why hide a nuclear war? In 1990, an anthropologist proposed elites buried it to consolidate control, reshaping society. Alternatively, it might protect us. In 2008, a theorist suggested revealing the truth would spark global chaos, So history was rewritten to maintain stability. Cultural patterns are revealing. In 1960, post-apocalyptic stories surged, as if tapping into a shared memory. In 2015, a sociologist noted global myths of great blazes with uncanny similarities. Are these traces of a buried catastrophe? Scientific oddities mount. In 2000, a physicist observed atmospheric carbon spikes from the 1950s, unexplained by known events. In 2017, a study found genetic mutations in remote populations, suggesting radiation exposure. Why do these clues point to an undocumented disaster? Historical records raise suspicions. In 1970, declassified files showed missing years in government archives, blamed on administrative errors. In 2010, a whistleblower claimed entire cities were reconstructed to hide war scars. Why erase decades unless concealing a global reset? Psychological trends are unsettling. In 1980, a psychologist noted widespread fears of world-ending flames, even in cultures without nuclear knowledge. In 2009, a study found children drawing apocalyptic scenes unprompted. Are we subconsciously aware of a suppressed past? Skeptics reject the idea. In 1990, a historian insisted all nuclear events are recorded, with no gaps. Yet mysteries persist. In 2011, a scientist admitted unexplained radiation in ocean sediments contradicts official accounts. Why the discrepancies? The Fermi paradox connects here. If aliens exist, why no contact? In 2006, a theorist suggested Earth is a post-war isolation zone, monitored to prevent collapse. In 2022, odd signals near old bunkers hinted at external oversight. Are we under cosmic surveillance? How could a cover-up function? Some claim technology erased evidence. In 1995, a patent for memory-altering frequencies emerged, linked to covert projects. Others point to propaganda. In 2019, a media expert claimed history textbooks were globally standardized to bury the truth. Who controls the story? Environmental clues are compelling. In 1970, scientists found tree rings with abnormal growth from the 1950s, suggesting a global event. In 2014, a study detected oceanic dead zones with radiation traces, unexplained by official tests. Why does nature hint at catastrophe? Ancient writings add weight. 4,000 years ago, Mesopotamian texts described sky toxins devastating lands. In 1985, a linguist suggested these depict nuclear fallout preserved in legend. Why do ancient tales align with modern anomalies? The psychological impact is profound. In 1990, a therapist noted patients dreaming of ruined cities without cultural triggers. In 2020, meditation groups reported visions of flaming skies as if tapping into a lost memory. Are we haunted by a hidden history? Skeptics argue anomalies are coincidental. In 1980, a geologist claimed radiation spikes come from natural sources, but doubts remain. In 2012, a physicist admitted no model explains all isotopic data. Why the scientific gaps? The evidence is haunting. Legends, science, and history suggest a nuclear war might have been concealed, but the purpose is unclear. In 2020, a theorist urged examining old bunkers for answers, warning ignorance keeps us controlled. If a war was erased, history holds the key. What's next? Some demand investigating declassified archives. Others call for transparency on radiation data. If a nuclear war was hidden, we must uncover the truth. Will you spot the signs before the next reset? If you're drawn to mysteries that unravel reality, if you seek truths that challenge everything, this is your haven. Smash that like button, subscribe, and share this with friends. Join our quest for answers. Next time, we'll dive into another enigma that'll leave you stunned. Stay curious, truth seekers.